quite the quick start there from HyperComplex saying that he wants to ban Power Plant.
And Power Plant is banned really often in official maps.
It's definitely a tough one to get used to, I guess. It's surprisingly slow for compared even to the official maps. So I guess most players don't like it, especially if you're not great with items. I know HyperComplex definitely prefers to
faster paced maps.
yeah, for sure. So maybe he is just more confident on those ones. All right. So both Theme Park and Dragon City have been banned. One of Ahmad's best maps is definitely Theme Park, and conversely, one of HyperComplex's best maps is Dragon City. Both of those being banned. So we're going to Airport now. Whoops. Let's go to the right scene. What round are we in? Alright, we're in round 4. I think it's best of 5.
Airports. One of the, I would say one of the best maps of the official, in my opinion.
And one of the newest as well. In fact, the second newest edition, I think. This map's interesting. It takes a lot of inspiration actually from the Rhino Workshop, surprisingly. This map was made a long time after the game was released, and therefore the developers could see what sort of inventions the player-made maps had come up with and sort of implement some of those into their own maps. But we're seeing, I don't know, it seems pretty even here right now. I know Ahmad has the point lead. Well, 2-point lead now. Not so even, I suppose.
I guess HyperComplex is not really confident in his official maps.
Maybe not. Although a good fireball.
Yeah, good ball, definitely.
Easy, quick point.
Maybe he could come back from this.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely doable. We've seen 3-point comebacks before, but Ahmad seems to be pretty confident here, and a good use of the box to slow HyperComplex down is going to give way to a big opening here.
HyperComplex misses the grapple.
And that's
I guess he has the nerves still not that ready for the game, yeah.
This is important too. Just like the last match, it was it's best of 5. So first to 3, Hyper needs to really figure something out here because he doesn't have very many matches to give away before it's just GG.
He needs to pick up the pace.
So interestingly, HyperComplex goes back to the warm-up map.
He's feeling confident in his workshop maps.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
since he won in the warm-up, maybe he thinks that he can win again. Well, we never know.
Yeah, Ahmad's definitely pretty good at this map too.
And he could have faked his loss on the warm-up as well.
That's true. It's not always 100% accurate, and you will sometimes find that top players deliberately play worse just to sort of get their fingers warmed up and ready to play a match, and sometimes to deliberately throw off their opponents. It's interesting you mentioned that because that calls back to a strategy with regards to picking maps in general. Do you pick maps based on what you think your opponent is worse at, or what you think you're best at? And obviously with these two top 20, top 30 players, they know each other so well, they play each other all the time in ranked play and in tournament, that they clearly know which maps are good and bad for each other.
But I don't think every player notices other players' bad maps. It could be from my experience, I mostly pick the maps that I think I'm good at.
Yeah.
To pick the maps that your opponent is not good at, that requires some research, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I mean, Hyper maybe just was betting on the fact that Ahmad was worse at it because of the warm-up match, I guess. and it worked out because he got a point for it. It's now 1-1, and Ahmad takes HyperComplex to Plaza.
I guess Ahmed prefers officials while Hyper prefers workshop, from what it seems.
Yeah, it seems like that's the case. Yeah, I would totally agree with that. Ahmad, you'll see, I think he'll switch based on who his opponent is actually. He plays a lot of 1v1s against a lot of different players. So, like you were saying earlier, that research maybe is something that Ahmad is able to tap into.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's part of the skill as well.
Oh yeah, for sure. And on the other hand, it's not to say that HyperComplex isn't skilled, but he spends a lot more time in ranked lobbies. So
Yeah.
maybe doesn't have that 1v1 experience as you would...
I mean, yeah, maybe he dedicates his time to other things, like grappling a lot, or like practicing his other things more than researching.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you gotta figure out where to put your hours into. Both these players with well over 1,000 hours. I think HyperComplex with maybe 2,000 or 3,000 hours, and probably Ahmad too on Xboxes, but definitely around 1,000 on PC. Ahmad making it just look easy though. Like HyperComplex has achieved the highest rank in SpeedRunners, and yeah, Ahmad seems to be able to hold his own and stay in the lead here.
Yeah, rank doesn't always mean that you're the best in this game. You can always get points from like every ranked player.
Yeah, that's true. And not to mention that the format for ranked players is 4-person free-for-all. So it's just not the same thing.
Yeah, it's not 1v1. You don't focus on one player.
Yeah, it takes a different mindset for sure. HyperComplex getting on the board here though, it's definitely not a bad showing from him. I think maybe it's just rust with regards to the official maps, and Ahmad just being good at them.
And random workshop is a lot more common than official maps in a rank.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
maybe he doesn't practice official maps enough.
That's probably... Sorry, continue.
He actually could be good at official maps, but it's probably a matter of practice.
Yeah, definitely just practice. You can see when it comes to random workshop, like Oasis Abyss that we just saw, the HyperComplex is playing definitely a lot better. Alright, so we're seeing Dragon City here, and like I said, when the banning was going on, HyperComplex is definitely really good at Dragon City, so we'll see how this goes. Ahmad off to a good start though.
Hyper hit the boxes, that's cost him the round.
Yeah, this ice is definitely going to be dangerous though.
Oh, good ice. But he hit the
Wow.
boxes again. Yeah, it's going to be hard to catch up.
Yeah, that's a good recovery from Ahmad, actually just taking this completely seriously, and is kind of killing it here on this this 4th round match.
Yeah, even though we said that Hyper would be better in this.
Yeah,
map.
that's true. It seems like unless something catastrophic happens here for Ahmad, he's got a nice route to the winners quarterfinals and round 5. There's a good counterattack though by HyperComplex, just using that box to remove all the momentum that Ahmad had, and I don't know about you, Incursio, but I like to call those types of bits in the maps kind of choke points, because it's such a big drop that if you can basically just use the camera to kill your opponent.
Yeah. I mean, I think some maps needs those lethal points, since, you know, it takes too long to finish a game sometimes in Workshop.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. If you don't have those points in the map, then it could take forever to find a winner, but knowing how to use those points in the map is definitely a skill, and it seems like HyperComplex was able to do that effectively. Full boost here from HyperComplex, but Interesting route from Ahmad.
They're both flowing very nicely in the map right.
Yeah, I would definitely say so. It's something you come to expect from these high-ranked players. And something we'll probably only see more of as the bracket progresses. But we're seeing a comeback here.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, one more mistake from Ahmad and HyperComplex could definitely take this and bring it to a 2-2 situation. We'll see what item we get here. A box for Ahmad. If he uses it well, then it's going to be GG.
Using it on the wall jump part is not really effective since it doesn't really do much.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely could have been used better. I think Ahmad just trying to win the round, but we're coming up to the choke point again.
And Ahmad wins.
Yeah, it's a tough way to go out for HyperComplex, but he still lives on in the losers bracket.
Yeah, I think he had some mistakes in the earlier rounds where he couldn't really use his items as well.
Yeah,